and welcome to Solent Sports News. Coming up on our first show of the year, Lewis Hamilton makes history, overtaking Michael Schumacher's record. Southampton eat into the Toffees' perfect start to the season, but Everton are appealing a decision. Heartbreak for Solent in the FA Cup, but two other local clubs are through to tonight's draw. And anyone for futsal? Why one Solent team is cherry-picking its most skillful recruits. Michael Schumacher, world champion, once said, "Records are meant to be broken." Today, we look at Lewis Hamilton, surpassing Schumacher's record after his 92nd Grand Prix win. Formula One legend Damon Hill spoke about Hamilton's remarkable achievement.
I think he was a child prodigy. I think he had enormous talent when he was very young. And I think that he's got this natural talent which is unquantifiable. It's very difficult for anyone to beat him. I mean, the people who have beaten him have usually he's destroyed his teammates, to be honest. Nico Rosberg did beat him, but then decided to give up the sport afterwards. So.
Southampton shock Premier League leaders, bringing their unbeaten run to an end. Goals from James Ward-Prowse and Shay Adams sealed the 2-0 win over the Everton. The Toffees still remain top of the league with 13 points, with Saints sitting in 6th. Havant-Waterlooville progressed to the next round of the FA Cup over the weekend. They secured a 3-0 win over Bath City, following goals from Tommy Wright, Rory Deacon and Theo Widdrington. The win meant that they entered the first round proper, with the Hawks being given ball number 75 in the draw. Solent FC's historic F1 Cup came to a stop over the weekend. They lost 2-0 to Torquay United, a team 72 league places above them, with goals scored by Asher Hall, Josh Umara and Dave Diper. He said that he was proud of his team's performance and wished his opponents luck in the next round of the FA Cup. There was also good news for Eastleigh as they also progressed to the next round. The Spitfires won 3-1 against Western Supermen. The team secured the win after second half goals from Dan Smith, Ben House and Tom Bearwish. They will be in the draw tonight as ball number 73 with the potential to face League 1 and 2 sides, including Portsmouth. It's not just on the pitch that Eastleigh are making impacts. The club are also one of the many who are taking part in Marcus Rashford's scheme to help feeds during the school half-term. Harvey Leonard is live from the Silver Lake Stadium to tell us more.
Yeah, thanks Amy. As you mentioned, Marcus Rashford has really been the catalyst to this movement, providing free school meals and support to those children in need. The Manchester United and England international had urged the government to continue an initiative which saw 1.5 million children fed during the holidays for free. Despite this, in Parliament the proposal was rejected. The Labour proposal that was rejected 322 to 261 votes. Every no vote being from the Conservative Party. But despite that, the response up and down the country has seen united action from local communities to provide food for those children to ensure they won't go hungry. Certainly has been the case in Hampshire, where clubs like Eastleigh Football Club have created initiatives and schemes to help the local community. We spoke to Welfare Officer Gaz Davison earlier today to ask about the scheme and its importance to the local community.
Yeah, so with Marcus Rashford and his big campaign to feed children who are from families that don't really sort of get an income to be able to feed them all the time, we've jumped on the back of that and we're trying to help all the people in the community because there's a large percentage of people who are now struggling, obviously through furlough and the current climate. So on Wednesday afternoon between 4 and 6 this week we are offering people free meals for children, and then when the parents come in we'll give them free tea and coffee.
And how important do you think it is for local clubs to support their local communities in these kind of ways?
Oh, it's absolute because people look upon us, our players, as role models. So we need to promote ourselves so that we show that we want to do good for the community.
And obviously COVID's had a big impact on clubs like Eastleigh and in the league in particular. How has that impacted your ability to do something like this? Has it made it harder, more of a challenge to be able to implement something like this?
It is, but on the grand scheme of things, the bigger picture, is it as difficult for us as it is for parents, as for families who have struggled? Possibly not.
Eddie Jones has named his 36-man England squad for the game against Italy. 9 uncapped players have been included in the squad, including Wasps flanker Jack Willis. However, George Ford, Elliot Daly and Joe Marler are missing the trip due to injury. Eddie believes he now has a nice balance to the squad, even with the current injuries.
We've had a congested club season, which has provided selection challenges because of some of the mismatches in games. But at the end of the day, I'm very happy with the squad. We've got a nice balance in there of experienced players. I think we've got 25% of the squad is uncapped players, so it opens up the opportunities for some young talent to come through.
UFC 254 saw the end of an era as Kabir Nurmagomedov announced his retirement. The undisputed lightweight champion will hang up his gloves following a round 2 submission against Justin Gaethje. The Eagle retired his undefeated record intact, stating he did not want to continue fighting without his late father in the corner. Finally, with former England futsal player Max Kilman making his name in Premier League, could we see a rise in the uptake for sport? On Sunday afternoon, we headed down to Solent Futsal's club trials, with the club thriving on the back of an undefeated season. Kurt Landkamp reports.
In recent years, futsal has been a sport that has grown in popularity due to its fast-paced nature and its inclusivity. Futsal could be best described as a five-a-side version of football that is known for its tricks and flicks. In the past, football legends such as Ronaldinho and Roberto Carlos can be seen playing futsal, which has hence increased the exposure of the sport as a whole. On Sunday afternoon, we headed down to Solent Futsal Club's trials, with the club thriving on the back of an undefeated season. We spoke with head coach and Portugal international Francisco Monteiro de Pinho about his ambitions for the upcoming season.
My ambitions is week by week, game by game, practice by practice, but I cannot deny we have the status of champions, and we want to keep that. We want to keep that status. We know it's going to be very, very hard to be invincible this year.
Futsal was also set to explode onto the football scene in Asia, with Iran already boasting a professional league and countries such as Japan, Malaysia and Thailand all keen to follow. We spoke with Puck's futsal player and Swedish international Karl Magnus about his experiences within the Solent Futsal Club.
The only positive experience, I would say. Like last year we had a really good group of people and good players as well, and I think that's what we're looking for here. Both good players and players that can create the environment we want.
Next up, we spoke with Portuguese player Diogo da Silva Gaudencio, who spoke about the futsal club's ambitions and their unbeaten campaign last season.
So we managed to get promoted, so I would say at first try to avoid relegation, and then think if we can get the promotion to the first division, then we'll try. But at first, just avoid relegation.
Today, futsal's appeal holds no boundaries, and it's become a truly global sport embraced by an increasing number of football associations and federations.
Here to tell us more is the Team Solent head coach. Thank you for joining us today. Can you tell us why you got into futsal?
First of all, hi Amy, and thanks everyone for this opportunity to be here to talk about my team, talk about this sport and what is the game of futsal. My background in futsal started 4 years ago. I did an internship throughout 2 seasons in the Portuguese first division team. So I think that tells me a lot. I never played, to be honest, but doing like multiple tasks in the team was very, very great. And yeah, helped me grow in the sport as a coach and as a person.
And how do you encourage more people to get involved in futsal?
I mean, futsal is a very emotional game. You can win or lose a game at 10 seconds to the end, you know. So trying to get those emotions into the players, show them more about the sports, more about the game. And yeah, I think that's the main reason, so they can be encouraged to play.
And finally, how as a team are you preparing for the upcoming season?
Yeah, as I said in the yesterday interview, we are here today with the status as champions, as Invincible team. I know this year the standards are very difficult to accomplishment, but I think with hard work, commitment, and respect, I think we can do like a great season. I cannot say the same as last one, but yeah, we have to focus on week by week, game by game, practice by practice, give like little steps to go towards our main goal, that is at least stay in the same league, and then we'll see what we can do.
Thank you very much for joining us
Thank you.
today. I've been Amy Adams for Solent Sports News, and that is all for today.